Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Wladimir Klitschko is back at it again, teasing fans with a potential comeback. Not for the first time. This seems to be like a 3-monthly type thing. It's just a little, hey, I'm still here, I might come back. But for me, it's getting a little bit tired. But here are the tweets on screen. So he says in a tweet, let me entertain you with this, and you can like it or not, Fury vs. Klitschko 2. He also did the same thing for Joshua vs. Klitschko 2. And then another one, Wilder vs. Klitschko. Is he coming back? Hard to say. He's been out of the ring for 2.5 years now. It actually is a very long time, and he had, at the point that he retired, taken consecutive losses. So he hasn't had a win in the heavyweight division since 2015. When you say it like that, if he came back and was able to do anything in the heavyweight division of note, it really would be an achievement. But for now, I don't want to dedicate too much time to talking about this because let's wait and see. We'll see what happens. But if he's going to come back, I'd prefer he just did it and said, yeah, I'm coming back, as opposed to dragging it out like pulling teeth, scratching nails down the chalkboard. It's just getting a little bit tiresome now. But yeah, Klitschko, will he, won't he? Let me know. I'm leaning towards won't. I think this is more keeping himself, I don't want to say relevant, but just out there in terms of a few headlines. And I think he misses the attention somewhat. Next thing, so Daniel Dubois would welcome a potential clash with Dillian Whyte. He wants a world title shot in 2020 as well. The world title shot in 2020, the way things are shaking down with champions, mandatories, all sorts of things, unlikely he gets a shot next year. More likely 2021 or 2022, probably at the outside. He's going to work his way into a mandatory spot at some point. Already ranked in 3 of the 4 top 15s at this point. He was in the WBC until recently, but he dropped down to 16. So after he fights Kyotoru Fujimoto, he will be well inside the WBC top 15. But of Dillian Whyte, so he says, yeah, definitely a potential fight. This is talking to TalkSport because he is number 1. Sky has got all the top heavyweights, so this guy is an incredible name. Any one of them I will be ready for him. He's definitely talented, and it would be a good scalp to have. And that sort of fight right now, I mean, on the strength of Whyte's last performance, I think a lot of people would automatically start leaning towards Dubois. But Dillian Whyte shouldn't be completely ruled out here because he's a very good fighter in his own right. Very good resume, one of the best resumes outside of the champions. And Daniel Dubois, he's still coming up in the division, hasn't fought the best opposition, but he's looked, for the most part, really good, really devastating with the right hand, power in both hands. And should that fight come to pass in the next couple of years, a lot of people would be very interested in it. If it could happen in 2020, which would seemingly be unlikely given the different promotional stables, but in terms of that fight, I like it. If that happened, certainly sign me up. Tyson Fury, he has spoken to behind the gloves, giving his verdict on Anthony Joshua's performance against Andy Ruiz Jr. in Saudi Arabia on December 7th, beating Ruiz Jr., getting his 3 titles back. And I'm not counting the IBO, which is not a recognized big sanctioning body title. But of Joshua's performance, Fury says, fair play to AJ. He outboxed a fella who knocked him out before, so that takes a lot of guts. He looked fantastic. I've heard all the criticism from the fans, but this game is about winning. It doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile or by a knockout or by 1 point. Winning is winning. Nobody wants to lose. I'd rather stink the place out and win than lose in a very entertaining fight. And of Ruiz here it says, who tipped the scales at over 20 stone, Fury said, well, everyone to their own. I can't call out anyone on what they do because I've made mistakes and will continue to do so. So Fury giving Joshua his due there, saying winning is winning. And I think for a lot of fans, that's the way that they look at it. But others not so happy that he was not negative, but not necessarily engaging with Ruiz as fans would have expected, say, from the first fight, where they did get into a bit of a rumble in that 3rd round in particular. And Fury has also had a message for Deontay Wilder. So see here on screen, this is from his Instagram, and we'll play it now.
Deontay Wilder, Mimi Polly will come in for you, sucker. Better be ready.
Tyson Fury's uncle and former trainer Peter Fury, who currently trains Hughie Fury, says that Anthony Joshua should not be overlooking Kubrat Pulev. So he's told Sky Sports Kubrat Pulev is a very good boxer. He learned a lot from the Klitschko fight where he got himself chinned. He's more defensive, he's got a very, very good jab. He's tough, but he doesn't hold a lot of power. He's a force to be reckoned with, and he won't be easy. It's a good fight. Anything can happen at this level of fights. He's a very patient man, Pulev. He doesn't have the knockout power, and he's a good boxer, and he's very wise in that ring. He just seems to do enough and control it. And Peter Fury says in turn that probably means a more aggressive Anthony Joshua, saying, I think he can take more risks because Pulev doesn't hold the same amount of power, but you can't make mistakes because all these heavyweights can hit. I think it's going to be an intriguing fight. That's Peter Fury there talking to Sky Sports, but you can see here this is as reported or re-reported by BoxingScene.com. And that is one of the interesting sort of things about a potential fight with Kubrat Pulev, somewhat like the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight the first time around. It does seem to have a bit of an air about it, that potential mandatory matchup through the IBF, that Pulev has been completely overlooked and been given no chance. So this is, we should pause for thought here about this potential matchup. What sort of risk is there for Anthony Joshua? So we'll see if this is the next fight, if Joshua does take more aggression into that fight. And what will Kubrat Pulev do? Knowing that that could likely be the case. He is a good boxer, good jab, and he's stunned Wladimir Klitschko with the jab, so it's not like he carries zero power. So it's not exactly a knockover job. Most people expect he should beat Pulev, but can he? Well, we'll see potentially in 2020. And this last story, so this is not quite boxing related, but it involves the heavyweight boxer Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion. He has met with the Pope on his travels. So see here on screen, shaking hands here with Pope Francis or Pope Francisco, wherever you are in the world. You'll call him different things, but the Bronze Bomber says on his Instagram, what an honor it was to meet the Pope today. He's truly a remarkable man that represents true love, happiness, and world peace for the human race. He also enjoys pizza and a huge boxing fan. And he's a part of the Bomb Squad family, baby. Much love from me, Pope Francis, and I'm wishing you many blessings your way. Hashtag till this day. So a nice moment there, the Pope and Deontay Wilder meeting and exchanging pleasantries. Yeah, so what do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.